Now, yesterday, guys, we picked our topics for our research projects, and I told you that there was a way for you to access databases on the Jacksonville Public Library website. And I wanted to walk you through how to do that so that you can do it at home and that you can do it when we have the opportunity to have computers here at school. So you're welcome to, if you learn better by taking notes, you're welcome to take notes in your reader's notebook, or your reader's journal, I should say. You're welcome to take notes on the steps, but also remember that this video will be uploaded so that you can go ahead and watch it again. Tristan, may I help you? You don't know how to make the absent? Excuse me. He asked me. Hold your shift key down and hit the number 2 at the top of your keyboard. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write Jacksonville, and it's going to be public library. But notice what happens as I'm starting to write it. What do I get? It pops up, right? So I just have to click on that. You don't have to type the whole thing in there. Once you start typing an address or a search in there, if you've searched that before, it kind of tries, it's intuitive. It tries to anticipate what it is that you are trying to search for, and it will give you options. Once you get, and you can see it, and you can look at the address, it's www.jackspubliclibrary.org. That's the correct address, and what you need to do is you need to move your cursor over those letters and see how it gets underlined when you do that, and then you click on it. And now we're at the Jacksonville Public Library. Now, I will tell you that the best thing for you to do at this point that will help you a lot, because we'll be using this website a lot, and you may want to use it at home as well. If you go up into the box where it has the address up here, if you could see my cursor moving, and you slide all the way over, can you see the star? Click on the star, and what it's going to do is it's going to add a bookmark. So it says home, Jacksonville Public Library, that's the name of it. If I wanted to change that name, I could change that name, but I don't want to change that name. That name is fine. I'm going to click done. Now, every time I want to go to the Jacksonville Public Library, I just click over here where these little arrows are, and now I can slide all the way down.
We don't have it. Yeah, we don't have it.
Well, you will have it at home. I can go back to my bookmarks, and it will be on my bookmarks. See what it says other bookmarks? It might be there. It might be over here. It might be across this ribbon. So I think that computer is defective, so go ahead and put it back. Leave it on top of the cart, please, Haley. Okay. I'm going to move on. Remember that this is recorded. You can always go back and you can look at it. I have another recording on my YouTube channel that you can look at. If your computer is not working right now or you're waiting for it, just watch up here on the screen, and then that way you'll be able to do it once your computer comes back up. So everybody should be looking up here. Haley. in this dark blue band that goes across, okay, there are lots of things that you can use. Keep in mind that your student number is your library card. You can check out books for free. I check out books for free all the time. I bought a Kindle about 10 years ago, and I've only ever purchased one book. All of the other books I read off my device, I check out of the library for free. Okay? So that's where you would go for digital library. But we're going to go to a different place. Today we're going to go for research. Because we're doing our nonfiction reading, Zegan, have you finished? Please focus on what you're doing. This is recorded. You'll be able to watch it later, okay? When I click on research, it opens up a box underneath, and it gives me some choices. The first choice is research and learning, then we have special collections, and then small business resource. Well, we're interested in research and learning. So if you're on a computer now, you can click on research and learning. And you will actually definitely have to scroll down on your screen because, okay. Now, the Jacksonville Public Library have collected a lot of different databases. They've paid for subscriptions to a lot of different databases that give us information, articles, research on all kinds of topics. You can either look at the databases by subject, and don't press this, but I'm going to press it. And when I look at by subject, it's going to divide it up into things academic, African American, agriculture, art, music, and culture, okay? But what I want you to click on is the A to Z databases. And when you do that, it gives you every database that you have access to through the Jacksonville Public Library, starting from A going all to Z, okay? But you don't have to scroll up your entire page. You'll notice that up here, you have the alphabet. You can hover over any of these letters and it will take you right to the databases that begin with that. So go ahead and hover over the K. Hover over the K. And you're going to notice that you're going to jump right to the K's. And a really good, actually it's only giving you one, a really good database for your research is Kids InfoBits. And the reason why that's a really good database for you to use is because the text is written at your level. It's for elementary school level children to read. So that's going to be where I'm going to tell you as your first place to go. That's going to be your go-to place first when you're researching your topic. Okay? Now, some of you may discover that the topic that you're researching is not really covered in Kid InfoBits. And in that case, you may have to go back and you may have to scroll through, maybe try looking at subjects by subject, or scroll through and take a look at some of the others. But I just want to get you started with that. All right, so let's show you, I'm going to show you what you do when you go to Kids InfoBits. Okay? Gale is a name. Gale is the name of a service that provides information. So you can look by topic, you can look by news, pictures, videos. Remember, video is text, but you still have to take notes on it. Is this an emergency? If this is a situation with your computer, you're going to put your hand down and you're going to wait. You can look up on my screen, and then once we figure out your situation on your computer, then I'll catch you up. Okay, so say for example, you're going to be doing your research on an animal. And while we're talking about this now, guys, I happened to notice yesterday some of you are doing research and you're researching both of your topics. That's not what you're doing. You know what your next topic is going to be, but you're only researching the first one. If you try to research both topics now, you're not going to have enough research when it's time for us to start writing. And that means you'll have to do a lot of work at home to get caught up. So make sure that when you're doing your research, you're going to do your research on just the first topic you want to learn about. Okay, so let's go into animals. And then you can drill down and you can go to reptiles and amphibians. And then you can drill down and you can go into alligators. And now you're at an article about alligators. Okay, it only gives you the very beginning part of the article. As you can see here, we have a picture, we have the beginning part. Oh, keep reading. So if you want to read more, then what you do is click on the Keep Reading tab. And it would open up an article. Now, look, it gives you vocabulary. It gives you an article with headings. That's going to help you if you have certain information. But the thing, if you know those things you wrote down that you want to investigate, those headings will be helpful for you. But look up on the screen. This is something that is very, very important for you to pay attention to. One of the things we're going to be doing in our essay, when we write our explanatory essay on our topic, is you're going to have to cite your text evidence. You're going to have to say where it came from. I'm going to teach you that, but if you start researching without paying attention to where you got the information, then you're going to have to go back and find it. So one of the ways we're going to take our notes is we are going to, in our journal, at the very top of the page, we're going to put our citation. For example, this is Alligators, which is an article. It's from Gale Elementary Online Collection. Gale is the publisher, a Carnegie company, and the date was 2020. Okay? So you don't have to write down this big, long URL, but you do have to write down this right here so that we know what it is, so that when you put that quote or that information into your essay, you'll be able to say where it comes from. Because a researcher uses evidence that they researched and they cite their evidence. Okay, so today when we get started, what you're going to do is you're going to take out your journal and you're going to decide which topic you're going to research first. And you're going to go to the Duval County Public Library and you're going to explore in the databases. But guys, I need to see you following the rules as far as keeping track of your citation, what's the source of your information, and also to be taking notes. And remember what we learned. Identify the text structure, and then use the text structure to take your notes so that your notes follow that text structure. Okay, go ahead and start working.